it's Justine, and today, as promised for my 10,000 subscriber video, I wanted to take you behind the scenes in how I create a card and a card video from start to finish. And so we're just going to get started. There's only two things I would say that are a little bit different with how I'm presenting it. One, I don't wear these clothes when I'm crafting. Usually I'm in sweatpants, but I decided not to do that for a video today. And number two is usually I film on my iPhone, but because I'm going to be filming here from my desk and here from the top view, I'm going to be filming with my iPad for the card. Normally I would just film with my phone, but that's what's recording me right now. All right, let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna get started, and usually what I do is I think about what I need to create for that day. So whether it's something for a design team or whether it's something I need for someone personal, that's kind of where I start. I usually start by picking out a stamp set itself. Now, in order to get started with filming, I generally remove these two boxes and just place them here beside me on the floor. And then I would hang my phone, or in this case my iPad, just over my surface. I decided when I invested in my phone and in my iPad, I invested not just in a 16 gigabyte, but the next level up. So both my iPad as well as my iPhone, I believe, have 64 gigabytes. It just allows me to film a lot more. So I just turn on my video and then I pick out my stamp set. So today I'm going to be creating with my So Susie stamps, and I am going to be using some butterflies since they're my favorite, and I figured for a 10,000 subscription or subscribers, I'm going to make something that I want to make. If you haven't seen my craft room video on how I organize yet, then I would recommend checking out that series. I'll link to it here in the corner. And I have a whole bunch of videos on how I store things, so you'll know that I already have pre-cut card bases and things like that, and pre-cut card panels. Now, even though I have pretty much relatively good sunlight at the moment, or natural light, I still like to use my Ott lamp, especially during the day. During the day I don't get a reflection on my surface, so you'll notice that if I am getting a reflection on my surface, generally it's because I'm filming in the evening, but it does give me a natural light source and it just brightens up my video overall. Now when I card make, I generally don't speak or do any sort of explaining. I do voiceovers afterwards when I'm editing, and I'll show you that afterwards, how I edit my videos and things like that. When I finish making a card, I generally make more than one card at a time, so I will create, let's say, 5 cards in one sitting or 3 cards and film them all at the same time. Just depends on how much room I have left on my camera, things like that, and how much time I have. But what's really important to me is after every project, so I don't get overwhelmed in any sort of way by a creative mess or a crafty mess or a craft room mess, whatever you want to call it, a disaster area anyway, I clean up after every card. And what I like to do as well, and as I'm cleaning up, is also make my supply list so that I don't forget anything. So I don't put anything away generally right away, but I will create my supply list as I put them away. So I'll grab my computer, and I have all my supplies around me. Now, to make my supply list, I use in links, and I'll link to that below if anyone's interested in that. It's very cheap, and it allows me to create really great supply lists that I can easily import into my blog. And I'll show you on this screen as well as on my computer screen exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just going to create a new product list. I'll name it, so this will be my 10,000 subscriber. And I'll just copy and paste that for the description. For columns, I don't bother doing that just yet. I leave it at 100 pixels. And as I clean up, I'm going to put them into my supply list. So I use a blending tool, and I'll type in blending tool and they automatically come up, as well as the refills. I used worn lipstick, etc., etc. And here I'll build my supply list as I'm cleaning up. Now, when you're using a new product or something like that, something that's not already in your in links, what you need to do is just go to the website where you bought it from, and then you're going to click up at the top of your bar. When you
download in links, it's going to give you a project manager grabber, I believe it's called, that'll be installed in your web browser, and then you can easily just click here. I renamed mine grabber just as a shorter form, and then it'll just save it as soon as you hit insert. It'll save it into your in links, and it'll be there every time, so you don't have to go back every time. And if you're an affiliate with a company, you can add your affiliate link as well, which is great. Now that I'm finished my supply list, I'm just going to click save, and I'm going to show you the photographing process. Alright, sorry if it's loud, but I'm standing outside my flat and I'm going to actually film how I photograph or where I photograph. So here it is. Now there's this really pretty stoop here outside my flat, and this is where I take all my photographs, and I simply just place them on the step here. What's really great about this is that you have natural lighting, you have a nice pretty backdrop, a nice brick wall, and if the sun is shining, I just adjust where I'm sitting in order to adjust so that I have the proper shadow. Alright, now that I'm finished taking pictures, I need to import my photos and import my video into my computer. So I have iMovie open as well as iPhoto, and I'm going to be able to grab my photographs as well as my video clips by plugging in my phone and my iPad into my computer. So here I have all my photographs that I took outside. I tend to take 2 square, 2 regular size, and 1 close-up regular size. The square ones are for my blog, the vertical ones are just in case, and then the close-up is for my YouTube thumbnail. So I'm just going to import those, or save them to my desktop rather, and then I'm going to drop in my intro, my outro, and these are just all pre-recorded, the supply list thing, and then the last little bit that you'll see there. And I'm also able to extend the clips just by grabbing them, so I can make things longer or shorter. And also what I can adjust, I could just drop in my pictures here just by opening up my Finder. Now if you're a Windows user, this might seem super confusing to you how a Mac functions, but any Mac user should know what I'm talking about. And all I do here is I just highlight certain things. If I want them to fit the full screen, I can have them fit the full screen, or I can have them do this fun thing called Ken Burns where it goes up and down my photograph and looks all pretty. So I just adjust those generally for the photographs. I let it do that, but for my logo and the thing at the end, I want them to stay still. I don't want them moving. So I'm going to go in and import my videos. So I just select the clips that I want to import from my phone and my iPad, and then I just click import. So now that I have my clips that are starting to import, what's great is that while they're importing, you can still work with them, so you don't have to wait for them to completely import. You just can't do anything when you're finished until they've been completely imported from your camera, which makes sense. So I'm going to go through right now and mute all of my clips, and that's going to allow me to do a voiceover. I'm also going to go through and get rid of anything I don't need, and I'll show you just an example. The beginning, I set my video on. If you watched the earlier part of the video, you'll notice that there was a little bit of chatter that I was doing in between, so I can get rid of that whole beginning part where I'm taking out my supplies, and I'm just going to start my video where it has the card panel here starting, and I can just hit the delete button and it will delete that. I just split the clip, it's called. You right click and hit split clip, and you can, what I like to do is I like to split areas. So I do all my blending, split the clip, then I attach my card base, and then I split the clip. So I like to have each step sort of in its own area so I can speed up later and make it really easy when I need to speed up, slow down, and things like that. Once I have my event split up, so I have each step split up into its own little video, I can drop in some transitions. So I can have a little circle or things like that. I can just drop them in wherever I see there's a split in the clip. And so I'm just going to use the same one for each one. And at the end, I always kind of like to put a fade to white, just so it gives it a really finished look. And I'll show you, I'll play it for you so you know what I'm talking about. So there's the end of my video, and then it's going to fade to white and go into the picture. Now voiceovers I like to do with my headphones on with a built-in microphone, because then I don't pick up any sound my computer is making. You simply click on that microphone that is just underneath the moving video, and you click the record button in the center underneath the moving video, and you just start talking. What's really great is you can actually watch your video as you're doing the voiceover, which makes it a lot easier, and you can just talk and watch what you're doing and explain what you're doing. This is also a great way to know when you need to speed up, skip ahead, or maybe even delete some more scenes. Now for this here, I'm going to be splitting up some clips here. Now you're going to see I'm going to be speeding up things, so I click on that timer, and then I can click 2, 4 times, 8 times, 20 times, however speed I want. So I know that when I'm doing this blending, it's probably going to get boring if someone's going to be watching a video with 5 whole minutes of blending. When I can make that, let's say, 45 seconds long instead, it's a lot easier. And again, just by clicking on where you want in the video, clicking right click and split clip, you can just split up certain areas that you want to speed up, or you can leave some of them. It's really, really easy. So all you need to do then is just export the video to your desktop, and then you're going to go into YouTube, hit upload, and then I click the scheduled button. I never really go public straight away because I have editing to do after that. And I'm going to drop in my video. Now all I need to do is drag it, at least for Mac. I'm not 100% sure how it is for Windows. And so I just need to find my video, drag it over, and it's already ready to go. I hope you're getting an idea of exactly how much work it is to create a card video. So you have the actual filming process, the photographing, the editing and exporting the video to your desktop. Then you have to actually import it into YouTube, create your titles and things like that. So I like to have the supply list in the bottom of my video description as well as on my blog. So I'm going to open up my blog post, and I've already actually started the blog post in a way. I just created the title really, and I am going to grab the link to my blog post so I can link to that in my video description. So I have to first set the date and time as to when I'm going to go live, which is tomorrow at 9, or if you're watching this, it's live already. I'm just going to copy my link, go into my video description and paste the link. Now I need to set my video and schedule my video for the exact same time. Now you'll notice that I have local time here and I have Eastern time on my blog, which are two very different things, so I have to figure out time change. And the next thing I really need to do is just add my supplies and add my thumbnail. So YouTube's going to upload my photo there that I've added. I'm also going to add some labels so that people can find my video. For example, blending, distress inks, So Susie stamps, the name of the stamp set, and maybe the technique that I'm doing are always helpful. And then I just need to import the supply list. Now what I'm going to do as far as importing the supply list is just going to InLinks again. This is where we created our supply list earlier in the video. I'm just going to sign in quickly. And once I'm here, I'm going to go to Project Manager, and then my supply list that I saved should be here at the top. I'm going to click Get Script. I'm going to copy this code, which may be really complicated, but it doesn't need to be. I'm going to go to my blog. I'm going to go into my blog post that I've created for this post, and I'm going to paste that here in here. So in order to get that to work, you need to be in HTML mode, and then you need to click back in Compose, and you'll have these really pretty pictures and the supply list that's in there. Also in InLinks, you can click next to this YouTube logo, check it out now. If you click that, you're going to get the supply list for your YouTube video, and you can erase that and add your supply list in your description. So it's really that easy. It may seem a little confusing, and you may need to, if you want to follow this in creating your own videos, I'm just kind of showing you the process as to creating a card from start to finish as far as filming and everything goes, just to show you exactly how it works, and I hope maybe make an appreciation for the work that it does take to do this, even if you're not interested in doing them yourself. So in my blog, I have to also create labels. The way I do this is I label the stamp, the company, the technique, and the type of card, because all of those are searchable on my blog. After I'm finished that, I'm just going to add images, and I'm going to add the images to my blog post that I'm going to be using. And those are going to take a little bit to import, so I'm just going to skip over that for you. Once those are there, I'm going to import those into my blog post, and you'll see they'll show up. I can adjust their size, and I can start writing my blog post, which I won't show you now. You can read that for yourself if you're interested. And then I'm going to add my YouTube video by clicking on the video button, and I can even add it even though my video is not even ready yet, which is very helpful when I'm scheduling ahead of time. Now I don't have the fastest internet, so a 3 to 4 minute video in HD takes about an hour and a half or so for me to upload. So once that's all finished, I can go into my video manager, hit edit, and I am able to edit everything on my video as far as what you see on the video. So I can't change anything in my video at this point, but I can add things like a click here button, or I can add links and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pick up my link. I'm just going to copy that and click Annotations here at the top, and I'm going to bring me to this screen. So I'm going to click towards the end, and this is where I have my, if you watch my videos, you're very familiar with this being at the end of the video, and that is simply the little area that you can click things. So I need to add my annotations, so I go to Annotations, click Spotlight, and then I drag this over the top of the area where I want to allow people to click. So where it says click here to check out my blog and supply list, I'm going to paste my supply list in there, the link to my blog. I'm going to adjust these again, bring these down, and then I'm going to hit link and subscribe, so that way when people click on that part of my video, they're able to subscribe to my channel. And same thing with the videos. So I have 2 playing videos in there that I want to be able to link to. So if people click on that video that's moving there, they're going to be taken to that video itself. So I just go in and copy the link to that video, and I go in, add annotation, hit a spotlight, drag this over top of the video, and then add that link. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video on a behind the scenes into what it takes to make a card video from start to finish. I'm doing a 10,000 subscriber giveaway on my thank you video that's also released today. So check out that video. You can check out the card I created in the editing process today, as well as this video as a celebration for my 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Thanks so much. If you want to win that giveaway, I'll link to the video in which you have to click on and leave a comment here below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. So if you're interested in checking out my blog and supply list, hit up at the top. If you want to click on the giveaway video, just click in the center there, or you can click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching.